Bartsong Tavern.
The forest was blue with moon-cold mist, and beneath its hanging branches, 3 strangers crouched around a black iron pot. One of the hooded figures stirred it with a branch stripped bare, slow and deliberate. The surface rolled thick with things no honest cook would dare name. Steam rose in twisting ribbons. Then the brew changed. A road appeared, a cart. The reflection became reality. Traveler lost in the woods? A bottle for courage, perhaps? Before this story ends. Many speak of horrors in those woods. Wolves thinned by hunger. Brigands with rope and rusted steel. Spirits condemned to repeat their final footsteps. But the oldest roads remember something rarer. A silent thing that chooses those who seek too much. That night the owl did not hoot. From a bent branch above the path, golden eyes watched her through the mist. Her name was Lirien. She was halfling-born, quick-handed, sharp-witted, and too curious for the length of years she hoped to enjoy. When tavern talk spoke of a black unicorn and the fortune its horn might bring, Lirien followed the rumor. Silence thickened. Hoofsteps moved through the mist. The smell of wet earth and old blood reached her first. Then the trees opened. A unicorn stood there. Black hide, spiraled horn, red eyes. Its teeth were wrong. Long, sharp. Lirien tried to cry out, but no sound came. Her dagger slipped from numb fingers and vanished into the leaves. Then it came closer. You need not speak. Your fear already has. Tongue of madness mushroom. Good supper. Eat it, and truth spills out of you. It spoke of those it had devoured. Seekers of coin, seekers of glory, and those ruined by the need to know what should have remained hidden. Its horn hovered inches from her chest. Then it vanished. Fresh hoofprints pressed into the mud. A cold breath touched her ear. Suddenly, Lirien felt the urge to run. She fled through the trees as branches tore at her cloak, and roots rose beneath her boots. Behind her came no pursuit, only silence. Firelight broke the darkness ahead, and she stumbled toward it like a drowning soul toward shore. There a band of thieves sat around the weakening blaze, hard men with scarred hands and hungry eyes. They shared coarse bread and made room beside the fire, and for a little while she believed herself safe. Then the flames began to lower. No wind touched them, no rain fell upon them, and there, at the edge of the camp, the unicorn stood watching only her. She rose at once. Behind her came curses, confusion.
Where are you going?
Then a scream cut short, followed by the wet, patient sound of tearing flesh. She had no choice but run. Lirien escaped the woods before dawn and reached the town road at first light. She told no one the truth. To the watch, she spoke of bandits. To the innkeeper, of losing her way.
Lost my way in the
Yet
forest.
the bread she bought tasted like ash. The wine like water left too long in the sun. And sleep came only in fractured moments. At night, she woke to soft hoofsteps crossing cobblestones outside her shuttered room. She glimpsed red eyes in rain puddles, only to find her own reflection when she looked again. The first death came 3 streets away. A merchant was found beside his overturned cart. Then came another, and another, each death nearer to Lirien's lodging. Doors barred early. Candles burned through the night. Dogs whimpered at empty lanes. And high above the rooftops, the owl watched. Still, it did not hoot. Roads do not remember feet, only what follows them. Lirien fled to the chapel at the edge of town. A village cleric heard her confession in silence. When he touched the graves left by the horn, he recoiled. He gave her blessed water, silver thread, and a prayer for warding. That night, the chapel doors were found torn inward. The altar was split. The cleric was gone. She fled beyond the town, into open fields beneath a darkening sky. Far beyond the hills stood the old wizard tower, spoken of in roadside legends. Scarecrows swayed beside the road as she passed, their crooked arms twitching through the grain like starving things waiting for nightfall. Lirien found its master buried in old books. They were not born so, he told her. Some were made. Unicorns twisted by fiend blood and necromantic cruelty. Then turned a brickled page toward her. Upon it was painted a horned black beast, bound in circles of skeletons. One of the corrupted unicorns, wrought by Tam, the Zulkir of necromancy. The candles trembled. Something crossed the stones outside. There was only one hope. Stand before it emptied of fear, and it might bleed. If not, she was to run farther. Yet again, the owl did not hoot. She fled through the dark until an old stone bridge rose above black water that showed no moon. Halfway across, something vast dragged itself from beneath the arch. A troll, slick with river filth, grinning through broken teeth and rot. It lunged for her, long arms reaching to seize and devour. An unseen force struck the troll like a hammer. The black unicorn appeared, its horn blazing with a cold and dreadful light. Fear flooded the creature's eyes. It chose the river over facing the black unicorn and vanished into the dark below. Run again, said the voice behind her. Near dawn, Lirien reached the rented room above a roadside tavern. She barred the door, fell across the bed still wearing her boots, and closed her eyes for what she knew would be only a moment. For the first time since the forest, exhaustion overcame fear. Then she felt it. She opened her eyes and knew the running was over. Beside the bed stood the black unicorn. Its red eyes regarded her with calm hunger. By dawn, the room was empty. Only blood, torn bedding, and hoofprints remained. I kept you alive for a reason. Fear takes time, and the longer you listened, the closer it came.
Who of you shall I devour first? The one with the loose tongue, or the one who is too curious?
And beyond the mist, the owl finally hooted.